Hi, I am Anna. I come from www.ntvforex.com. Precious metals continued to move higher, but later paired gains analysis. http ntvforex.com news ID 0687F9 7/28/2025 57:27 am. Asia market update. Asian indices opened higher after gains on Nasdaq. Taiwan Semi extended advance after rise in ADRs. Precious metals continued to move higher, but later paired gains. USD index FUTs rise, US 30-year bond yields extend rise amid stimulus talks. General trend. Taiwan Semi rose over 9%, later paired gain. Large cap tech names trade generally higher in Hong Kong amid the rise in the Nasdaq, and shares of Taiwan Semi financial and property indices decline. Dongfeng Group rises over 22% in HK on planned A-share listing. Decliners in Japan include real estate firms and automakers. Mitsubishi Motors drops over 12% after issuing guidance. Gainers include electric appliance and brokerage firms. Japanese companies expected to report earnings include Canon Inc., Nissan Motor, Tokyo Electron, Hoya, Hitachi Metals. Other costs that may report include FANUC. Shanghai Composite rose by over 0.5% during morning session. Gainers included consumer and telecom service costs. Kweichow Mutai rises over 2.5%. Australia resource costs rise, gold miners extend gains. Financials index declines. Gold futures for December 2020 trade at $2,000 ounce. Australia Q2 CPI data due on Wed July 29. U.S. companies expected to reporting during the New York morning include Cummins, D.R. Horton, Corning, Harley-Davidson, JetBlue, LabCorp, McDonald's, 3M, Altria Group, Pfizer, Sherwin-Williams, S&P Global, Xerox. Headlines. Economic data. Australia, New Zealand. ASX 200 opened 0.1%. Australia total payroll jobs change between mid-June and July 11 1.1%. July 11 weekly payrolls 0.6%, weekly total wages 1.9%. Victoria payroll jobs for July 4 11 1.4%, total wages 3.0%. Australia Debt Agency AOFM sells $15.0 in 1.75%. June 2051 bond average yield 1.94%. Received $36.8 in bids. China state newspaper Global Times says that Australia iron ore shipments cannot prop up the weakening relationship between the two countries. Update. NZ New Zealand suspends extradition treaty with Hong Kong citing Hong Kong national security law. China Hong Kong. Hang Seng opened 1.4%, Shanghai Composite 0.7%. HK. Some foreign banks have been refusing accounts of Hong Kong officials. Financial press. CN China NDRC will cut broadband fees by average of 15% for companies. CN Fitch affirms China sovereign bonds at A outlook stable. CN China PBOC sets yuan reference rate 6.9895 v 7.0029 prior. CN China Bach open market operation. OMO injects 80 billion Chinese yuan in 7-day reverse repos. V injects 100 billion Chinese yuan in 7-day reverse repos. Prior net injection 70 billion Chinese yuan. V net injection 0 billion Chinese yuan prior. Japan. Nikkei 225 open 0.1%. JP Japan June PPI services YY 0.8% v 0.8% E. JP Japan MOF sells 499.7 BV 500B indicated in 0.50% 40-year JGBs, highest accepted yield 0.5750% v 0.505% prior, bid to cover 3.11x v 3.06x prior. JP Japan Tax Chief Amari Japan needs to analyze risks of Chinese apps. Korea. KOSPI opened 0.9%. KR South Korea Financial Services Commissioner Korea to normalize the eased rules on call borrowings and loans in August. Other Asia. ID Indonesia President Indonesia should be aware of a second coronavirus wave. North America. U.S. Senate Republicans unveil piecemeal portions of new COVID relief proposal. U.S. Senate Majority Leader McConnell reiterates the cost of the GOP coronavirus response bill is about $1.0t stimulus bill is a starting place, cannot pass without Democrats. U.S. congressional aide said the Senate GOP to support $10 billion in additional spending for U.S. airports. U.S. Senator Graham U.S. semiconductor manufacturing tax credit will be included in the GOP bill. U.S. Senate Minority Leader Schumer D. New York Republican plan needs much more money for schools. U.S. White House official Meadows had very productive meeting with Speaker Pelosi on stimulus, to hold additional talks on Tuesday, July 28. Pfizer and BioNTech choose lead mRNA vaccine candidate against COVID-19 and commence pivotal Phase 2-3 global study of BNT162 to be released after the U.S. equity close. U.S. Mint reported to have reduced the amount of gold and silver coins available for purchases. Levels as of 1:20 ET. Nikkei 225, 0.1%, ASX 200 0.1%, Hang Seng 0.4%, Shanghai Composite 0.6%, Kospi 1.4%. Equity SAMP P500 Futures 0.1%, Nasdaq 100 0.2%, DAX Flat FTSE 100 0.3%. 1.1773 euros 1.1714 Japanese yen 105.68 105 Australian dollars and 22 cents 0.7177 0.7128 NZD 0.6703 0.6653 Gold flat at $1,932 ounce. Crude oil 0.1% at $41.53 BRL. Copper 0.5% at $2.8950 lb. Subscribe our channel to receive the news as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. If you want to read real-time news, text messages to MT5 Expert Advisors page at https://m.me/mt5.expert.advisors.